So this is the section 6, and we are going to learn about list. I think the mid exam will cover until this section. So let's look at the contents. So I will explain about list. What is list, the concept and the operations. And at the end, we are going to learn just a simple searching algorithm with list. Now, I want to read 100 numbers. So any numbers, but it has 100. And I want to compute their average. So I have any number, maybe 1 and then 5 and then 20 and then maybe 3 and so on until 100 numbers. And I want to calculate the average, the mean, and find out how many numbers are above the average. So how can we do this one? I forgot to. Let me get this chapter 6, and then put it on this one. So I will do Abchuk Pulgi. Okay, please don't forget to do the Abchuk Pulgi. And then I will copy this one. So I will copy the .py into the folder in PyCharm. So I will make a new directory. So I will make chapter 06. Then I paste all the code here. So let's see the data analysis. So this is the code. I start with a variable, which is number of elements. And let's say I want to have 5 numbers. Okay. Just for simplicity, instead of 100, let's just make 5 numbers. And then I will create an empty list. So this is empty list. Okay, we will learn about this list in this section. And let's make one new variable, which is sum, and it equals to 0. So we call this is empty list because there is nothing in the list. Now I would like to do the for loop. For I in range number of elements. So what is number of elements? It is 5. So I will do loop from 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I would like to input any number. So I will input any numbers for 5 times. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I will give any input for 5 times, and the numbers will be added in the variable numbers. We use numbers dot append value. So the numbers that we input will be inserted into this variable numbers as a list. And we are going to do the summation. So in this case, sum equals to sum plus value. After we know the summation, okay, so you know in the formula for getting the average, it means we need to do the summation for all xi from I equals to 0 until n, and then we will divide with the number of elements n. Then the summation will be divided with the number of elements. We will get the average. And then I would like to check how many numbers there are above the average. So I would like to make another repetition from 0 until 5. And then I would like to check if the number I means the location of the numbers, it is higher than the average, then count will be added by 1. Now let's just look at the example. Enter a new number. Maybe just make it simple. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So the average is 4. How can we get 4? It is 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. And then we will divide with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there are 5 numbers. So we get the value is 4. And I would like to check if those number is above the average, make the count will be added by 1. I know that there are 5 which is higher than 4, and then 6 higher than 4. So there are 2 numbers which are higher than the average. The number of elements above the average is 2. Okay. How can we do this one? So we will learn something, we call it array. In Python, there are 4 collection data types. We call it collection because the data is not one. The data will be able to have more than one. We can use list. List is a collection which is ordered and changeable. It allows duplicate members. Tuple is a collection which is ordered and unchangeable. Unchangeable means we cannot change the value. It allows duplicate members. Set is a collection which is unordered and unindexed. No duplicate members. And dictionary is a collection which is unordered, changeable, and indexed. No duplicate members. It stores key value pairs. For this section, I will just focus on the list. Okay. So for the remaining, maybe if we still have time, yeah, we will learn about it. List. So I will try to copy and paste this one. Let me make a new Python file testing. We can do a list using list and parentheses. And then list 2 is a list of number with element 2 and 3 and 4. List 3 is a list with element red, green, and blue. List 4 is a list of numbers from 3 until 6, or we can say that the number will be 3, 4, and 5, which is 6 minus 1, because we use the function range. The list 5 will be a character from this A, B, and C, and D. So if you want to get the result, you need to print list 1, print list 2, print list 3, print list 4, and print list 5. So the first is to create empty list. Empty list means it is a list using the square bracket, but no element, no data. The second one, we have lists with data, which is 2 and 3 and 4. We have data with 3 elements, 2, 3, and 4. In the list 3, we have data with the word red, green, and blue. So you can take a look. Here I use double quote, but here it is single quote. There is no problem. For Python, they are the same, double or single quote. List number 4 is a list with a range from 3 until 6. So it is a number 3, 4, and 5. For list number 5, it is a list of A, B, C, D. It is a string. So it creates every of the characters. Okay, so this is the meaning by every of this statement. So for the convenience, you may create a list with the following syntax. So let me make a new file. Question 2. List 1 equals to the square bracket with empty. So it is the same as list with parentheses. And then list 2, I can just simplify with this one, 2, 3, 4. And then list 3, I just define with the red and green with the square bracket. So if I want to print list 1, print list 2, and print list 3, then the result is the same with the previous way. Okay. And usually we just use this way to make a list. List is a sequence type. It means we will use any of the data type like strings and lists. They are the sequence type in Python. A string is a sequence of characters. You know what does it mean? HELLO. Okay. So it is a sequence of a character H, and then a character E, and then a character L, and then L, and then O. So it is a sequence of particular characters. And list is a sequence of any elements. So you can make any elements. For example, this one, any element. It means I want to make 1, 2, and 3, and then red, green, and blue. So it is also possible. And we call this is a sequence because this will be the first element, this will be the second element, this will be the third element, and so on. So there are some common operation for the sequence. We will check this one by one. We want to check in S. It will result true if an element X is in sequence S. Maybe I don't have this one. Let me try. So if I have a sequence S, 1, 2, 3. So I want to print S, let's say X equals to 1. I want to know if X in S, what will be the result? The result is 2. Because I want to know if X, which is 1, is this one available in the sequence of S1. Let me change. If I have 5, then the result will be false because I cannot find the number 5 in the sequence of S. X not in S, so this is the opposite. If it is true if the element X is not in the sequence of S. So I would like to check if X not in S. Then it's true. Okay, because X is not available in the sequence of S. S1 plus S2. It concatenates two sequences S1 and S2. Maybe I can make S1, this one, and S2 equals to 6, 7, and 8. So I want to know S1 plus S2. And the result is the combination of those lists. S1, which is 1, 2, and 3, will be added with the other element of the list, which is 6, 7, and 8. We have S multiplied by N or N multiplied by S. So N will be any number. Okay? So N means how many you want to print. Let's say I want to print this S1 for 3 times. Then you can see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 for 3 times. Yeah, this one is also the same, like 3 multiplied by S1, like this one, is the same. means I want to print the element of S1 3 times, or I want to put 3 times of S1 into a particular variable. Let's say S3 equals to 3 multiplied by S1. So I can print S3. S3 will be the result of 3 multiplied by S1. We can get this element Sij, so we will learn by one for these operators. Now I would like to know about some other functions. I have list 1 and the number is 2, 3, 4, 1 and 32. So this is the data. And I want to know the length. What is length? It is the number of elements in the list. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 numbers. The result will be 5. And then I would like to check the maximum from the element of list. If you look at those numbers, the maximum is 32. Then it will result 32. What about the minimum? The minimum is 1. We can do the summation. What is sum? It means 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 1 plus 32. Then the result is 42. Okay, so you can see the result like this one. Now I have a random function. Let's suppose I want to shuffle. Do you know shuffle? Shuffle means we want to reorder the data. We know that this is the first data, this is the second data, this is the third data, fourth, and the fifth. So it is in the sequence. So I want to reorder the data, and then the random, the order will be randomly ordered. So this is the randomly ordered. Now 32 is the first, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 1. If you run again, it will show different number and so on. We use the random shuffle, and we want to shuffle the list 1. List 1 means this data. So after you shuffle, then you will get the result. In the list, we can define the position. For example, I have this number. Then 5.6, it is the element in the index 0. Okay, we call this is index. 4.5, it is the second data. We call it, this is the my list in the position 1 or in the index 1. 3.3, which is the third data. This is in the my list in index 2. And so on. So we know that every comma, it means this is the separator. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 data and the index will start from 0. From 0 until 9. Then if we call the my list index 0, it will be the first data. If I call my list index 5, then we will check this is index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then this will be the element value. We call this is reference. We call this is reference. Why we call this is reference? So I will explain it later. Now, there are some ways to do this kind of list. Yeah, I think you know, if we have list 1 equals 2, 3, we have list 2, 1, 9. What is the result of list 3? It is, when we print it, the result is 2 and 3 and 1 and 9. It is the combination of two lists. If we want to multiply with 2, then the result will be 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Now, I have this operator. What does it mean? We call this is slice. So we want to cut the data. I want to get the data from index 2 until index 4. Actually, it is the same with range. So if you have 2, 4, it means I would like to check the data from index 2 and 3 until the last index -1. Then I can get the data 2, 3. Because this one is from the list 3, this is the data. Okay, you can run. Oh, maybe this is wrong. This is 2. Okay. So if it is 2, then this is only 2 times. Okay. Now, what is the meaning by -1? What is the meaning by -1? It is the index from back. So it means I have -1, this is -2, this is -3, this is -4, this is -5, and this is -6. Okay. So Python can make the previous position. So the -1 is the last value, and then the -3 is the third value from the last. -1, -2, -3. Okay, this is okay. I already explained about in. Maybe the example is not same with this one. Now we are going to learn about the slicing. What does it mean by slicing? The index operator allows you to select an element at the specified index. So if I know I want to know the index 0. The index 0 is 2. And if I want to know the index 1, it is 3. Okay. So the index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and -6. Okay, so they are same. But this is only one. How about if I want to make the sequence or find the subsequence? Because this is the slicing. The slicing operators return a slice of the list. And the list will be able to check from the starting until the ending. And I can check print list 1 from 2 until 3. It means it will return 5. Because I want to know only the index 2 until 3 minus 1. It means until only the index 2. And the result is 5. If I want to check the index 2 until 4, the index 2 until 4 means I want to get the value from index 2 and then index 3 and finish. I want to know the list from index 3 until index 6. So the result is 2, 33, and 21. Okay, because we have this is index 3, index 4, and index 5. The starting index or the ending index may be omitted. Do you know what does it mean by omitted? So you don't need to put a number. If you don't put any number, in this case, the starting index is 0. And the ending index is the last index. Now let's see. If I put this blank and I put this blank, what does it mean? It will print all the numbers from 2, 3, 5, 2, 33, and 21. If I want to make the starting index blank and I want to put the last index is 4, and I would like to print from the starting index, which is 2, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, until the index 4 minus 1. So 0, 1, 2, 3. This is 2, 3, 5, 2. Or I can also do the same. I want to print from the index 3 until the end. So index 3 is 0, 1, 2, 3. Then it will print from 2 and then we print until the end of the list. Now, my question is, what if I have the negative index and positive index at the same time. I want to start from the index 1 until -3. What is the result? I want to start from the index 1 until -3. So we know this is -1, -2, -3. The result will be 3 and 5. So the numbers will be accumulated. Okay. And they know that this -3 indicates this one, this position. Then it will print only 3 and 5. Okay. Now, what about if I have both of them are negative? I want to check from -4 until -2. Then we have 5 and 2. So this is -1, this is -2, -3, -4. So we want to check from the -4 until -2 plus 1. It means until -2. Let's say I want to print from index 2 until 10. Is it possible? We have only index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I want to print until 10. Is it possible? When you run this one, it will run and print until the maximum that the list have. So if the list have until 5, then it will just print until this one, even though you want to get until the index 10. Next, we have the slicing, not only the starting, not only the ending, but we also have the interval. The interval value by the default, it is 1. It means it will run the sequence from start until the end with 1 interval. So every 1. Now, let's see. If I want to print this one, then I will print every of this number. If I have this one with column like this, what is the result? It is also the same. I want to print for every number from the beginning until the end. Now I have another column. What is the result? It is the same. I want to print from the beginning until the end, and the interval based on the default, it is 1. So I will print every 1 interval. But now let me make it 2. Then the result will be 2, 5, and 33. The first index is 2. Because we have this interval 2, then we will skip this one and we will print the next value, which is 5. And then we will skip this one and we print the next value. So it means every 2 interval will be printed. And I also can do this one. let's say I want to make the interval 3. Then it means every 3 intervals. So this is index 0, 1 and 2 will be skipped, and then go to index 3, 4 and 5 will be skipped. Because we have no other value after that, then we just print 2 and 3. And we can combine with starting index and ending index. So it means there are 3 parameters. This is the starting, this is the ending, and then this is the interval. I want to print from the index 1 until index 5, and the interval is 2. Then you will print 3 and 2. Why 21 is not printed? Why? This is index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we want to print until 5, it means it is until index 5 minus 1. This is 4. That's why it does not include this index. We can compare the list. It means we have list 1 with the green, red, and blue. We can have list 2 with the value red, blue, and green. Now I want to check whether list 2 equals to list 1. Okay, list 1 and list 2. List 2 equals to list 1. Okay, this is the result. So I already put the result. False. Why it is false? Because the values, even though they are the same, but it is in the different position, in the different order. List 2 not equal to list 1. Okay, it is true. List 2 higher than equal to list 1. It is false. What does it mean? List 2 is less than equal to list 1. It is true. What does it mean? So the explanation is this one. The comparison use lexicographical ordering. You know lexicographical? It is based on the sequence determined by the ASCII code. We know that A is before B, B is before C, C is before D, D is before E, and so on. Okay. Then green, it starts with G. And then this one is red, it starts with R. So it follows with the first element. So the first 2 elements are compared. So we want to compare green and red. If they differ, this determines the outcome of the comparison. So G, is it higher than R? Actually, if you know the sequence A, B, C, D, E, F, G, so G will be earlier than R. So R will be higher than G. That's why this 2 is higher. It is false, but this 2 is smaller. It is true. Okay. Because in this case, we have the green and red. Red is less than the G. Okay. So usually we can use this as the easy one is using the ASCII. So using the ASCII here, we know that A is 97. So G is 103 and R is 114. They usually use this decimal number for the comparison, and it is based on the lexicographical order. And for list, we can see the list comprehension. What does it mean by list comprehension? So we can make a list with combination of different syntax. So list comprehensions provide a concise way to create items from a sequence. And a list comprehension consists of brackets containing an expression by a for clause and then 0 or more if clauses. Now let's see. We want to put the x for x. Oh, sorry, this one in range. Okay, sorry, I missed this one. There should be in. Okay. So x will be for x in range 0 until 5. So if I print the list 1, it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can have also list 2. It is 0.5 multiplied by x. For x is in the list 1. List 1 is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So every number multiplied by 0.5 will be half. And we have the if function. If the value is less than 1.5, let's print it. So we get like this one. Okay. So we got this is list comprehension. Okay, due to the time, I think I will stop here.